On behalf of the Lee County School District and the Lee County Sheriff's Office, good afternoon and welcome to our Do the Right Thing ceremony for December 2024. I'm Tony Shaw. I'm the director of the Do the Right Thing program, and we are delighted that you've joined us live here in the school board chambers, or if you're watching us live on the Lee County School District's YouTube channel. We have excellent stories to share with you today, and you're going to want to hear each and every one of them. But before we get started, let's all stand for our Pledge of Allegiance, which is going to be led today by Evie Willis.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. Great job, Evie. I'd like to begin today's ceremony by acknowledging the School Board of Lee County. School Board Chair is Sam Fisher, who represents District 1. Vice Chair is Jada Langford Fleming, who represents District 6. Melissa Giovanelli represents District 2. District 3 is represented by newly elected William Ribble. Debbie Jordan represents District 4. Armor Persons represents District 5, and newly elected Vanessa Chaviano represents District 7. Also, our superintendent, who was just elected as well, is Dr. Denise Carlin. We appreciate all you do for our student recognition program. Let's have a round of applause for the school board and Dr. Carlin. Also representing the Sheriff's Office today and helping us to hand out the awards and trophies for our winners is Captain Bernie Faccialonga with our Youth Services Division. Captain Faccialonga supervises all of our school resource officers who are in all of our schools, keeping all of our children safe. Let's have a round of applause for Captain Faccialonga. And our personnel assisting with today's ceremony are volunteers with our Lee County Sheriff's Office Civilian Support Unit. Rich Catania, Norm Parker, Jackie Call, Amy Wilson, and John Beans. Let's have a round of applause for Rich, Norm, Jackie, Amy, and John. And also, you can't see them because they are behind the scenes today. Dave Alexander, Adam Wright, Adam Hodjost, and Riley Spicker are with the Lee County School District. They're working the cameras, the sound, and the lighting today. They're also live streaming this ceremony again on the Lee County School District's YouTube channel. Thank you, Dave, Adam, and Riley. I also need to mention that the support that we receive from our business community is second to none. Our principal sponsors for Do the Right Thing are Lee County Electric Cooperative, or LCEC, and Alliance Financial Group. It's their generosity that allows us to hold these ceremonies and highlight the great things our children behind me today have done. How about a nice thank you to LCEC and Alliance Financial? And I mentioned our school board just a few moments ago. We are delighted that one of our school board members is able to join us today. Debbie Jordan is currently our second longest serving board member, who was first elected in 2018 and re-elected in 2022. Ms. Jordan is involved in numerous community organizations, including the Academic, Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics, the board of the NAACP, the National Association of Women, the Harry Chapin Food Bank, and is both a Kiwanis and PTA board member. Ms. Jordan has 4 children, 17 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren, all of whom have attended or are currently attending Lee County Public Schools. Today, she's here to share some words with our winning students and their parents and teachers. Let's have a warm welcome for school board member Debbie Jordan.
Thank you so much for having me here. I just really want to say, when you look up here at all these students, how wonderful is that? And then you have to look out in the audience because you made them. And I just appreciate the fact, kids, that you're sitting up here because you obviously have done something great. So I appreciate each and every one of you because other children will be looking at you. So thank you for what you've done. I don't know all your stories, but it has to be good for you to be here. So I really appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you, parents, for being here to support your children. And just from the Lee County School Board, we appreciate you and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Thank you.
Thank you, School Board Member Debbie Jordan. We are also privileged today to be joined by one of our esteemed judges, the Honorable Robert Branning. Judge Branning took the oath of office in 2015 and has served admirably ever since. Judge Branning is also a good friend to our Do the Right Thing program. Each month he presents a letter of congratulations to our Do the Right Thing winners. He also presents each student with a pocket-sized copy of the U.S. Constitution, which you'll find in all your students' book bags today. We are delighted again to be joined today by Judge Robert Branning.
Thank you, Tony. Good afternoon, everyone. As you heard me you may have heard me tell Mr. Shaw a moment ago, I always appreciate the chance to come speak to everybody. My name again is Robert Branning. I am the presiding felony judge here in Lee County in the Circuit Court Division. So, as you can imagine, sometimes in court, I see folks who have not made the greatest decisions in life, and they've come to a hard truth to realize that there are consequences sometimes to your actions. So, I always appreciate the chance to come speak to this organization, in particular these young people who have made just the opposite decision in life. I routinely use the quote, "Character is what you do when nobody is watching." I think we're all familiar with that. It's a very famous quote, and I think rings true even today. I'm going to change that a little bit for today's purposes. Character is what you do despite whoever is watching. Do it if no one's watching. Do it if everyone's watching. I can tell you that in the number of years I've been doing this, I've had the privilege of speaking to not only several hundred of these young people, but their families and parents and relatives and friends and neighbors, people who together help form who they are and establish their character, the foundation, the bedrock of what led them here today. It didn't happen by accident. They didn't make these choices by accident. They didn't just wake up in a vacuum and decide to do this. They did it because of the influence that you all have on them each and every day. You see them more than we ever will, than any teacher ever will. And I can just simply say thank you to all of you for continuing to instill the values and principles that led them here to make these choices, because I can assure you going forward, they will continue to exemplify the things you have taught them at this very early age. So on behalf of the 20th Circuit, it is my great privilege to congratulate all of the young people and all of you as their families. Thank you all for your continued hard work and diligence.
Sir.
Absolutely. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge Branning. Again, a great friend to our Do the Right Thing program. Well, now it's time to honor the students behind me, the December Do the Right Thing winners. First up, and we already got a little taste of her, Evelyn Willis. Let's have a round of applause for Evelyn Willis. Did a great job with the Pledge of Allegiance. Evelyn attends Bayshore Elementary School. Her principal is Ben Osman, and school resource officer is Deputy Kelsey Waldrop. And with those with Evelyn, please come up front. We'll share her story. Evelyn is a second grader at Bayshore Elementary. She was nominated by her teacher, Jolene Reynolds, who writes, "I am so proud of Evelyn. While we were walking to enrichment class, Evelyn told me she saw a credit card in the grass. Our school had just celebrated its yearly hoedown that Friday. I had Evelyn show me where in the grass she saw the card. We turned the credit card in to our school resource officer, Deputy Waldrop. Deputy Waldrop was able to locate the person that had lost the card, who stated he was very happy that someone had found it and turned it in. Evelyn is a very sweet girl, and I'm extremely proud for her for what she did." Evelyn, that was a great thing that you did. Thank you for doing the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Carolina Ramos is next. Let's have a round of applause for Carolina Ramos. Carolina attends Harns Marsh Elementary. Her principal is Tiffany Adams, and school resource officer is Deputy Marie Scarpantonio. And will those with Carolina please come up front? There we go. Carolina is a first grader at Harns Marsh Elementary. School bookkeeper Debbie Baylog writes, "Carolina found a wallet with money in it at the school. Without hesitation, Carolina turned the wallet into school staff. The owner of the wallet was located and the wallet returned. Carolina is described as a kind-hearted girl. She loves to help her peers and her teachers. Carolina is creative and enjoys making art projects. She also enjoys reading and sharing with others. Carolina, we need to also add that you are also a very honest person. Thank you for that. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you." Next up, we're going to honor two students together, Kayla Ruiz and Kiera Orelis. Let's have a round of applause for Kayla and Kiera. Kayla and Kiera both attend Sunshine Elementary. Their principal is Aaron Brandow, and school resource officer is Deputy Rodolphus Hall. And with those with these two fine young ladies, please come up front. Kayla and Kiera are both fourth graders at Sunshine Elementary. Teacher Lori O'Hara writes, "Kayla and Kiera each consistently show excellent behavior in the classroom. They do their best to learn and take their classwork seriously. When we transition from one activity to another, or they return from their math class, the two of them are always the first to their seat, quietly waiting for directions no matter what the other students might be doing. Kayla has shown this behavior since the start of the school year. In fact, during our first week of school, many students were confused trying to get to their classes or during dismissal. I told the class to look and see where Kayla was going. She is a leader to others and knows not to give in to peer pressure. One time I told the class to walk down the hall and stop at the door during dismissal time. Most of the students just kept going with the other classes that were leaving. They told Kayla to come on, but Kayla stayed and waited for me to get down the hallway. Kayla knew that she was supposed to be doing and didn't change it to follow the leader. I love Kayla's integrity. Kiara also shows integrity. One day, another student had to go to the office from the cafeteria. Kiara helped make sure that classmate's belongings were brought back to the classroom. I didn't even realize things were left behind, so I didn't give her the job. Kiara just wanted to help. I'm so very proud of Kiara and Kayla and their excellent sunshine behavior. Girls, thank you for leading by example. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Giovanna Gomez Quinones is next. Let's have a round of applause for Giovanna. Giovanna attends Sunshine Elementary, where she's in the 2nd grade. And will those with Giovanna please come up front? Giovanna was nominated by teacher Kristen Flintoff George, who writes, Giovanna consistently goes above and beyond to assist her classmates, whether it's offering a hand with cleaning up a mess, helping to complete a math problem, or simply being a positive and encouraging presence. She exemplifies the values of teamwork, empathy, and respect. One example of Giovanna's outstanding character was when a classmate was having difficulty locating a page in their math book. Giovanna was quick to help this student without judgment. This act not only made a difference to her classmate, but also contributed to a positive and supportive classroom environment. Giovanna reminds us all of the importance of helping and caring for one another. Giovanni, you certainly deserve recognition for all you do. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Patrona Martin Garcia is next. Let's have a round of applause for Patrona Martin Garcia. Patrona also attends Sunshine Elementary and is in the 2nd grade. And will those with Patrona please come up front? Teacher Laura Seibert writes, I'm nominating Patrona for Do the Right Thing because of her willingness to help her classmates. Throughout the school year, Patrona has demonstrated a genuine desire to make a positive impact on those around her. She's always willing to help, whether it's a struggling classmate, helping a late student to get to their supplies, or holding the door open for incoming students. In one particular case, we had a student struggling to understand our class procedure and to keep up. Patrona always made sure the student was on the right page or the correct website. She displayed such patience without making the student feel babied. I believe Patrona is an exceptional student who embodies the values of helpfulness and kindness. She's a shining example of what it means to do the right thing and deserves to be recognized. Patrona, I think we'd all agree with your teacher. Great job. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Xander Gonzalez is next. Let's have a round of applause for Xander Gonzalez. Xander also attends Sunshine Elementary, where he's in the kindergarten. And with those with Xander, please come up front. Xander's teacher, Stephanie Balma, writes, Xander is extremely thoughtful and kind-hearted and is a good friend to all. He has recently been recognized by other teachers during our dismissal time. Xander is a daycare van rider and only a kindergarten student himself, but he takes it upon himself to help younger pre-kindergarten students get to their dismissal lines in daycare vans by walking with them and helping them. Xander's kind and responsible nature is admirable at our school. He is the definition of a sunshine scholar, which means being safe, respectful, and responsible. Xander, you are obviously very grown up for a kindergartner. Thank you for caring about everyone. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Natalia Kadme is next. Let's have a round of applause for Natalia Kadme. Natalia attends Athenian Academy Charter School. Her principal is Doug Couveron, and school resource officer is Deputy Britt Smith. And with those with Natalia, please come up front. Natalia is a fifth grader at Athenian Academy Charter School. Teacher Jacqueline Smith writes, Natalia is a compassionate, kind, caring student. She arrives in the classroom every morning with a smile on her face, ready to tackle the day. She strives to do her best on every task. Natalia works with integrity and can always be trusted to get the job done. Recently, Natalia noticed a disturbing drawing on a piece of paper left behind by another student. The drawing depicted an unapproved behavior against the student code of conduct. Without hesitation, Natalia turned it in to their school resource officer, knowing it needed immediate attention. Natalia's see something, say something instincts were right on. Natalia showed why she's a true role model for all students, and I'm very proud to be her teacher. Excellent work, Natalia. You're keeping your school and everyone inside it safe. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Caitlin Daniels is next. Let's have a round of applause for Caitlin Daniels. Caitlin attends Tortuga Preserve Elementary. Her principal is Jennifer Shonak, and school resource officers Deputy Michelle Henson. And with those with Caitlin, please come up front. Caitlin is a fourth grader at Tortuga Preserve Elementary. Teacher Valerie Shue writes, earlier this year, Caitlin noticed a group of kindergarten students needed help finding their dismissal room. She led the students to their destination. Since then, I have seen Caitlin checking on that group of students and asking if they need help walking to the other side of the school. This behavior shows Caitlin's concern for others, and it doesn't end there. Caitlin helps her teachers too. She loves to assist with carrying things, delivering items, and helping her teachers clean up. Caitlin is kind and is truly a leader at our school. She meets our school's Turtle Power expectations each and every day. Caitlin, you're doing an excellent job helping your classmates and your teachers. Thank you so much. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. All right, we're going to honor two students together. Up next, Alexandra Flint and John Harris. Let's have a round of applause for Alexandra and John. Alexandra and John attend the Sanibel School, where their principal is Jennifer Lusk. And with those with Alexandra and John, please come up front. Alexandra is a 7th grader at the Sanibel School, and John Harris is in the 8th grade. Principal Jennifer Lusk writes, Alexandra and John are deserving candidates for the Do the Right Thing Award for their exemplary mentorship during our Sanibel School's Fall Music Showcase. Both students provided guidance that positively influenced our 3rd through 8th grade students, teaching the importance of being respectful audience members. Alexandra patiently helped younger students understand when it was appropriate to cheer and clap and when to be attentive and supportive listeners. John's dedication to supporting the students with kindness and leadership helped boost their confidence, making the event a memorable success for everyone involved. Alexandra's leadership was vital to the professionalism of our showcase. Alexandra and John, you grabbed the bull by the horns and led the way for your school. Excellent job. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Javon Williams is next. Let's have a round of applause for Javon Williams. Javon is a 1st grader at Gateway Elementary. His principal is Cherry Gibson, and school resource officers, Deputy Damon Geiger. And with those with Javon, please come up front. Teacher Rose Peralta writes, Javon is truly my right hand in the classroom, demonstrating responsibility, leadership, and a consistent willingness to support his classmates and me. Javon is not only a model of excellent behavior, but also an invaluable helper. He assists classmates with logging onto their computers, navigating AR tests, and always knows where materials are located, which helps our small group remain efficient and stay focused. During transitions, Javon takes the lead in signaling his classmates to clean up and get ready for the next station. Javon's contributions, reliability, and commitment to doing the right thing have a tremendous impact on our classroom, and he is very deserving of this award. Javon, keep being that right hand for your teacher and being helpful to everyone. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Joshua Milholm is next. Let's have a round of applause for Joshua Milholm. Joshua attends Gateway Elementary, where he's in the kindergarten. And with those with Joshua, please come up front. Teacher Hannah Fernander writes, Joshua is a kind-hearted and compassionate scholar. He continuously supports his peers, shares with his classmates, and plays with his friends. I have noted on numerous occasions that Joshua will go out of his way to make someone else feel comfortable. It is not always easy to make the right decision, but Joshua consistently shows us all that kindness is a strong virtue of his character. A recent example that comes to mind is when Joshua and a few of his friends decided to play a game that another student wanted to join. Two of his friends told the other student that he could not play with them, but Joshua said, "I'll be on his team," and proceeded to invite the other student into the game. Joshua extended kindness when others didn't want to. This is the type of characteristic I strive to encourage in my students, and I believe Joshua not only exemplifies this, but excels in being a kind and compassionate student. Joshua, thank you for inviting others to play with your group. What a nice thing to do. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next is Jaslyn Paul Perez. Let's have a round of applause for Jaslyn Paul Perez. Jaslyn attends Spring Creek Elementary. Her principal is Jillian Fiora, and school resource officer is Deputy Matthew Milligan. And with those with Jaslyn, please come up front. Jaslyn is a third grader at Spring Creek Elementary. Intervention specialist Morgan Bono writes, Jaslyn is very helpful in her classroom. She goes out of her way daily to help with one of our students who uses a wheelchair. Jaslyn helps this student navigate the classroom. She is very nurturing to this student as well as her peers. As you can imagine, trying to get everywhere in a wheelchair is not an easy endeavor, but Jaslyn is there every step of the way for this student. She does this not because she was asked to do it, but rather out of the kindness of her heart. Jaslyn probably doesn't even realize what a difference she's making in someone else's life. Well, Jaslyn, now we all know what a difference you're making. Excellent work. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Destiny Porter is next. Let's have a round of applause for Destiny Porter. Destiny attends Mirror Lakes Elementary. Her principal is Amy Boback, and school resource officer is Deputy Fabian Brown. And with those with the smiling Destiny, please come up front. Paraprofessional Carly Turbeville writes, one rainy day we had to hold PE class indoors. We were all piled into the art classroom, which had two full-sized fourth grade classes, as well as our full-size life skills class. One of the students from our class was not able to get a chair before they were all taken and was quite upset by it. Without hesitation, Destiny stood up and offered our student her chair. Destiny has always been inclusive and beyond helpful when it comes to assisting our students. She is one of the kindest, sweetest students at our school, and we are so lucky to have a peer like her for our students. Destiny, your teachers say you do a lot of things like this all the time without having to be asked. You're a true leader indeed, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next, we have two students being honored together, Mateo Martinez Lopez de Victoria and Grayson Ribas. Let's have a round of applause for Mateo and Grayson. There we go. Mateo and Grayson attend Manatee Elementary, where they're both in the kindergarten. And will those with Mateo and Grayson please come up front? Wait up there, Grayson. We got to tell your story. Teacher Shelby Rainwater writes, during recess, Mateo and Grayson found trash as they were walking around the playground together. They both picked up the trash and threw it away. Mateo told me that we should not litter because it's bad for the planet. Mateo and Grayson spent their entire recess walking around to make sure there was no more trash on the ground. Grayson told me he picked up the trash so the animals would not eat it. This really stood out to me as I did not ask the boys to do this. It was awesome hearing the boys talk about their knowledge of our planet at such a young age and why it's so important to keep it safe. Thank you, Mateo and Grayson. Hopefully your classmates will learn from you and work hard to keep our planet clean and safe. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of both of you. Oliver Edwards is next. Let's have a round of applause for Oliver Edwards. Oliver attends Manatee Elementary, where he is a pre-kindergartner. And with those with Oliver, please come up front. Oliver was nominated by literacy coach Michelle Northrup, who writes, Oliver loves to share. I can't think of a better example of that than recently when Oliver was cleaning his room with his mom. He looked at her and shared that he had too many toy cars and asked if he could donate them to the school for other children to enjoy. The next day, Oliver did just that and donated more than 50 toy cars, as well as his action figure toys, to our 5th grade treasure box. The 5th graders now have a full bin of toy cars to choose from, thanks to Oliver. Oliver, that was very unselfish of you. Thank you for letting others play with your toy cars too. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Spencer Van Horn is up next. Let's have a round of applause for Spencer Van Horn. Spencer attends Evangelical Christian School. His principal is Michelle Shuford, and school resource officers Deputy Angela Postadensik. And will those with Spencer please come up front? Spencer's PE teacher, Angie Long, writes, earlier this school year, fifth graders were doing fitness testing and 2 laps. The students knew the fastest time to beat if they wanted to be first. Spencer was running at a very good clip and was going to be first, but saw a student in his class who struggled socially. Spencer stopped running to talk to him and ask what was wrong as he noticed the boy not running and being quite upset. After Spencer finished the race and found out he did not finish first place, he was okay with it. In fact, the first thing Spencer did was ask if he could go back to walk with his classmate so the classmate could finish his lap. Spencer, you showed a lot of compassion and a lot of class by thinking of others first. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Julian Rivera is next. Let's have a round of applause for Julian Rivera. Julian attends Varsity Lakes Middle School. His principal is Dr. Chevenise Anderson Thomas, and school resource officers are Deputy Mitchell Doherty and Deputy Brandon Aristide. And will those with Julian please come up front? Julian is a 6th grader at Varsity Lakes Middle. Assistant Principal Alexander Leto writes, I was in the cafeteria receiving the 6th grade lunch shift when Julian approached me saying, see, I picked it up in the hallway. He was holding a candy wrapper. His history teacher, Mr. Azam, then confirmed to me that Julian frequently does that. He will go above and beyond to make sure the floor in the cafe and around our assigned table is clean, and will always pick up trash on the floor in the hallway while walking to and from lunch. Julian has proven that he wants our school to maintain the cleanliness that the custodians and our principal have ensured for the school. Julian's actions are inspiring, and he deserves our recognition. Julian, thank you so much for caring about your school. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Josiah Moore is next. Let's have a round of applause for Josiah Moore. Josiah attends Varsity Lakes Middle School and is in the 6th grade. And will those with Josiah please come up front? Teacher April Book writes, students in my Global Perspective class are learning to look at issues from a local, national, and global perspective. We study that change doesn't just happen. Change is caused by people who take action. One of my students took this to heart with an issue he noticed during our recent severe weather events. Jazir Moore wrote a letter to Senator Martin seeking change. He wrote to the senator, quote, "Recent hurricanes in our region have brought not only heavy rainfall and dangerous winds, but have also spawned numerous tornadoes, with the latest storm alone producing over 100 tornadoes. Currently, our county has a limited number of tornado sirens, which may not adequately cover the population, leaving many vulnerable during sudden and severe weather events. I believe additional tornado sirens strategically placed throughout our county would be instrumental in protecting the lives of our citizens. I urge you to support increased funding and resources for tornado warning systems, including the installation of more sirens in our area." Wow, Jazir, what a great letter. We're told Senator Martin's office is reviewing the situation, and if they act, it will be because of you. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Our final rock star this month is Camden Davis. Let's have a round of applause for Camden Davis. Camden attends Heights Elementary School. Her principal is Doug Palo, and school resource officers Deputy Patrick O'Toole Rodriguez. And will those with Camden please come up front? Camden is a third grader at Heights Elementary. Her former reading coach, Jenny DeSico, writes, "Everyone who knows Camden knows that she is a great girl, a good student, a good friend, and has a kind heart. This year, Camden proved all this and more when she started Cammie's Caps. Taking her own life experience, she came up with a great idea on her own with a little help from her parents and was able to implement it. Camden was diagnosed when she was just 1 year old with amblyopia, I hope I said that right, or as she says, a fancy word for lazy eye. Fortunately, she received the care she needed and it was corrected. Camden realizes not everyone has access to this type of care. She did not like that and came up with a plan. She created Cammie's Caps. Through Cammie's Caps, Camden creates and sells custom hats and caps. A portion of each sale goes towards local and global organizations that help kids receive access to vision care. Camden is helping others by raising the cap on vision for kids and has so far sold more than 120 caps. What an amazing idea, Camden. Let's hope Cammie's Caps continues to blaze the way so kids can receive the eye care they need. We are all very proud of you. And that concludes today's ceremony. Congratulations again to all the students behind me. Let's give our winners one big final standing ovation. Okay, now